Hey there. So I'm going to talk about something that people often kind of get a little bit mixed up about when it comes to thinking about starting an online business. A lot of people, especially older people, because they didn't grow up with as much technology as our generation did, they look at a business like this and they think like, I'm not tech savvy enough to do this, right? And I'm just here to tell you that while a lot of people think that, you need to know how to do like coding and build websites and like all of that stuff, in other businesses that may be true where you have to build everything from the ground up. But in our business, we actually have that already done for you. So we have a step-by-step proven system. You don't have to know how to build a funnel. You don't need to know how to build a website because we actually have that all figured out for you. So if you can send an Instagram DM, you literally have enough tech skills. That is all you need to know. You need to know how to respond to people. And of course, like our system shows you how to do everything. But the basic things are knowing how to follow up with people, communicating, and learning how to use a little bit of social media. There are actually people though also who are not super active on social media and still make this business work for them. So we have people from, ages 18 all the way up into their 70s doing this and being successful with it. There's also kind of like the misconception that you have to be glued to your phone or online 24/7, and that's not true either. There's many different ways to do this business. Some people have been really successful in offline sales. Like some people just love to be more kind of like face-to-face with people and have that kind of connection. And there's a lot of people who have been successful solely on offline sales. If you have watched the web classes, you're kind of like a little bit familiar with what we do. And one of the main product that we work with is a Kangen water machine. It creates hydrogen water, which is the most potent antioxidant on the planet. A lot of people will buy a second machine like we have so that they can do water demos in person. They can take it to their second machine to like gyms and spas and places where people care about their health, where they want good water, and they can demonstrate it and let people try it and make sales that way. So you don't need to be tech savvy. Like I said, like we have actually somebody in our community who is in her, late 50s, early 60s, and she, wasn't familiar with a lot of this stuff, and she's figured it out as well. So anybody can do this. You really don't need to be tech savvy. Our platform actually trains you step by step on absolutely everything. So everything from, how to talk to people, how to make a reel, how to make an ad, how to set up your automation. Like you don't even need to know how to create the automation, because there's apps that do that for you that we show you how to use and how to connect to your page. Basically everything you need there's either an app for that or we have a training on how to do it. We also use AI to help us out and help help you come up with like ideas for things. AI is honestly amazing. We use it a lot just for how to problem solve. If there's ever a time when we don't know how to do something, I use AI all the time and just ask like, hey, how do I connect this? And you'll get an answer instantly. So for anyone who, thinks that they don't have the tech skills, just know that like it's a very easy skill to learn, and you don't need to like learn how to program or code an entire website or anything like that. It's not at all what we do. The actual tech that we use daily is like Instagram. If you want to use TikTok, you can. We use Facebook, those are things that you're probably already using already, right? Like the majority of us already know how to use Instagram. We already know how to use Facebook. We already know how to post pictures and reply to people on Messenger or on Instagram DMs. Like we already know how to do that. You're basically just learning like a little bit more on top of what you already know. When I started, I knew a little bit about like how to make a reel, but I didn't know how to like cut it and throw an ad into, I didn't know how to make an ad. I didn't know how to throw it into like a program like CapCut that edits it for you and does all that stuff. And there's also the misconception that like everything needs to be perfect and you need to be like this sort of like perfectly lit influencer, and that's not the case at all either. The majority of people out there want to hear from somebody that's relatable. They want to see themselves in you. They want to be able to know that like as a normal person who doesn't have the perfect lighting or the perfect makeup or hair all the time, that you know they can be successful as well. And really anybody in this business who is willing to show up, be consistent, answer people back, be genuine, and genuinely want to help people is going to be successful in this business. So you don't need to be techie or anything like that. So if you've watched my web class or you haven't yet and you want to learn more about it, feel free to click on the link in the comments below this video here and check out my Instagram page, see what I'm all about. Feel free to DM me with the word freedom, and I'd be happy to share more about what it is we do in this online space. And if you're somebody who's already watched everything, yeah, just know, and like that's something that's been on your mind is like, oh, I need to be techie in order to be successful. Not at all. So many of us aren't, and we have, you know, weekly calls and chats and resources and specific topics on, you know, where you might get stuck or something like that. But it's all in our training. We have so much support, and you don't need to reinvent the wheel. We already show you how to just plug in and go from there.